Happy Friday. I hope y'all have enjoyed this bye week so far. Got an important game Sunday versus the bye week. We got to win versus the bye week. Ain't that right, Wolf?
We got to win.
We better win versus the bye week. I'm telling you, man, listen. I'm going to just first off start off by saying, man, we needed this break. As fans, we needed this break from this beaters.
Sure, man. Sure. I mean, it for me, it hasn't been the season that I expected. I think that everybody had higher expectations. But when you lose 3 games like that, I think, yeah, you need a break.
I'm going to go ahead and say this. Let's just fire away.
Okay.
Introduce yourself very briefly.
Okay. Wolf Solidified, content creator. I've been doing this for about, I think it's my second year, going on my second year content creation. Yeah, man, New Jersey. I'm from up north. Been a Falcon fan for many, many years.
Can you tell us how long exactly? Like 70s, 80s, 90s?
I would say my journey probably began, I would say 96, 93, around there. 93, 96.
So yeah. You came right after, you came like at the tail end of like Jerry Glanville and all that.
Jerry Glanville, right. Is the reason why I became a Falcon fan. So
Dion and Jerry Glanville. The two
Right. So the two, like right around that time is when I became a Falcon fan. Right around that time is when my sister actually moved to Atlanta. Actually my mom is moving tomorrow. So I'm actually dropping her off at the airport. She actually bought a house in Woodstock, GA.
You were mentioning something. So you'll be down in the A tomorrow.
My mom will be down there with my sister in the A tomorrow. I'll be down there. I think I'm going down there Jets week. So I'm actually probably dropping off my dad Jets week. But God
damn! So you're coming down to the week that the Falcons are coming up to your spot.
My sister, it was easy to keep up with the Falcons for me during the summertime because we used to go see my sister down in Georgia. My sister's been living in Georgia since the 90s. So Fulton County Stadium, I'm very familiar. But when obviously social media made it a lot easier for me to follow the Atlanta Falcons.
Let me ask you a quick question. Have you ever been to a Falcons game?
Sure.
Fulton County Stadium.
Yes.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. You haven't been down to the Benz though, right?
I have not been down to the Benz. So basically,
here, man.
Yeah. So basically, I was coming this year. But RUA, I actually sold my business. I actually had a trucking business, and I actually sold it. So I'm kind of in the middle of that.
You're going through a change right now.
Right. So I'm actually in school right now too. I'm actually taking this is my second semester because I got very interested in like forensic investigation. So that's where I'm actually focusing most of my, the tail end of my working career is that. So that's what I've been doing now. So it kind of got busy. I thought that I was going to be able to go to at least 2 games, but my plan is actually go to 2 road games next year, which next year I will be in Carolina and I will be in Tampa next year.
Man, listen.
Yeah.
Because I went to Carolina last year. Hearing that,
okay.
Man, I might have to try to make it up. We might have to meet up or something next year, man, in Charlotte during the invasion.
Yeah.
We took over Charlotte last year, even though we lost. It was a piss poor Thursday night. But Falcons fans still went in there, took over the stadium. They're practicing on a silent count because the Cowboys are going to take over that stadium. So man, Carolina gets taken over.
I feel
like we get taken over too, so it's all good.
Yeah. So basically, So I'm actually as next year comes around, RUA, we could actually. I'm actually going to meet up with the Black Cat Panther podcast. We already came up with a plan because they were going to go to the Benz, but I said, listen, let's go to Carolina first and watch the game over there. And I think it would be a good time because we can actually do a show in the tailgate. So yeah, as next year gets closer, RUA, if you definitely want to go, dude, and meet us down there, bro, it would be a great time. I think it would be great for all of us, to be honest with you. So, you know.
Shout out to Mets, man. Appreciate the support.
Shout out to Mets, man. Shout out to Meet the Mets.
NFZ in here.
NFZ, shout out to
this loser's in here. Man, listen. It's starting to. Let's just get into it, man.
Okay.
Man, what were we sold on in the preseason? By Terry Fontenot. Let's start off with it, man. Terry Fontenot, Arthur Blank, and Mr. Blank, because they sold him on this. What were all these players? What did they sell us?
They sold us on a playoff team. That's what they sold us on.
They sold us on 10-11 wins, an NFC South title, and a playoff game in the Benz. And right now, we know we ain't getting that 10 or 11 win season. And
it's horrible. Listen,
man,
it's you know what it's like, RUA? It's like watching. Are you into Marvel?
Not really, man. Not really.
Okay. It's like watching. It's like watching like an old movie with bad graphics. Like, have you like it's like watching like a movie that you're like, why am I watching this? And you can't turn it off. It's like,
man,
it's like,
listen, man, we're tied to it. I say, man, when we're Falcons fans, it's the abusive marriage we'll never get out of because we just love them too damn much.
Oh my God, bro. I'm convinced that if you're a Falcon fan, you like to get beat up.
Yeah,
you like to get dominated, you're just in a relationship that's very abusive. Look, the Buccaneers have a ring. Look, when the Falcons get a ring, Derek, who knows? Maybe World War Hulk will come out.
Wolf, if you want to entertain him, that's fine. He's been trying to get my attention for years. Okay. So.
Hey, RUA, I pay attention to everything.
That's all good, man. It's all good.
Like I pay attention to everything, but we were sold on playoffs. We were sold on being successful. We were sold on being able to beat some of the teams that are competing right now for a championship.
Oh yeah, definitely. We were sold.
Yeah.
As I said, we were sold this division title. We were sold. Yep. And granted, the defense for at least the first part of the season, it was the best Falcons defense maybe I've seen, maybe you've seen.
Sure.
But it's like these past few weeks, because we're gonna really get into the meat and potatoes of everything. You know what I'm talking about, Wolf. Let's start off with this defense, man. This defense the past few weeks it's looked like the Falcons defense we're all used to.
Right. They can't tackle. For some reason, they forgot how to tackle.
They can't get the quarterback down. They couldn't get Josh Dobbs down. They couldn't get Kyler Murray down in his first game back in a year. Fucking Mario Kart scrambling all over the field, running for his life, allowing the first down.
And man, Will Levis bombed what? 4 touchdowns?
4 touchdowns, 3 to a 32-year-old DeAndre Hopkins.
Now, listen, everybody that likes football, everybody that likes anything in life, right? If I come up with a YouTube channel first and RUA comes out 5 years later with a YouTube channel, and in the first month he surpasses my subscribers, I'm like, what the hell did that guy do?
Something's wrong. Something's wrong with what you're doing.
Something's wrong, right? So Desmond Ridder was reps with the number ones, 10 games under his belt.
Wolf, I'm going to let you continue. We'll talk about that quarterback situation in a second.
Right. And Will Levis wasn't even practicing with the number ones, people. Will Levis was getting the coffee. Will Levis was running to the store.
He was putting mayo in the coffee.
Right. He made sure that the tablets were charged on the sidelines. Came into the game and damn near threw 4 touchdowns like that.
Exactly. Like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Look, you would have thought that was Patrick Mahomes. You would have thought that was Josh Allen. You thought that was Joe Burrow. Prayers up to Joe Burrow. You would have thought that was the best quarterback in the NFL with how he, but in reality, and I mean, you've seen that the last few weeks. Will Levis is a rookie, but at the end of the, Derek, that's gonna, that's just gonna get you out of here, man. Anyways, with that being said,
remember
the Falcons have struggled against these quarterbacks. They should be dominating, especially with this defense we were sold. But man, this is what else to expect. Is
Josh Dobbs didn't even know Josh Dobbs didn't
even know who the hell he was throwing the ball to.
Jesus Christ. Only the Falcons set a precedent of how to lose effectively. Effectively. They know how to lose, RUA. They know how to lose.
Yeah. And man, listen, for the longest time, and I will say this, I tend to be pretty optimistic. I do. But man, some point, it's hard to be, man. It's hard to be. And for years, it would just get under my skin, all this, we're the laughing stock of the NFL. Now, I have no choice but to accept this is who we are because we've done it so many times, Wolf.
Yeah, so many times. And the whole thing now is and I told people, look, he's not going to get fired because, look, every coach, even Meet the Mets, right? Even Meet the Mets that's in the chat, right? The New York Giants, when they hired Brian Daboll, remember, Daniel Jones isn't his guy.
No.
Daniel Jones isn't the guy that he drafted. It isn't the guy that he was given Daniel Jones, right?
Yeah, and he made the most with Daniel Jones.
Made the most of Daniel Jones the first
won
year.
A playoff game.
Right, there you go. So, do you think that they wanted to extend him? I don't think they did, but I don't think that the Giants looked like they wanted to have a choice because in their division, RUA, Philadelphia is so viable and Dallas is so viable. So, okay, we got a quarterback. Let's pay him $160 million.
Man, look at Sam Howell.
Right. And now the Giants are in turmoil because that offensive line is so bad. But Daboll might go into this year's draft and go get the quarterback that he wants, a quarterback that he's going to be comfortable with. And I think that the Falcons are going to do the same. I think the Falcons are going to go get Arthur Smith is going to go get his guy. And right now, from what I'm hearing, they're going to bring in a vet and they're going to go draft a rookie quarterback. I don't know how you feel about that, RUA, but I think that's the plan. Go ahead.
Let's get right into it. Let's jump into the quarterback situation.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, before, and we can definitely talk about where we might go this offseason, veteran, drafting a quarterback.
Right.
Let's get our take on this quarterback situation so far. How you feel about Desmond Ridder, how you feel about Taylor Heineke, and who should we trot out those final 7 games?
Look, RUA, there's no question that you have to go with Desmond. There's just no question.
Absolutely. There's
no question. Okay?
Absolutely.
The problem is, RUA, man, it's the underdog story, right? You want Desmond Ridder to turn into a Brock Purdy.
Russell Wilson, third-round pick.
Right. That's what you want. That's what you're hoping for. The problem is that I don't know if he's that, but again, these last 7 games, these last 7 games, he better play like his life depended on it.
Absolutely. And I'm saying, man, listen, Desmond Ridder has started 12 games.
Mm-hmm.
He started 12 games for us. And I'm not going to lie. I want Ridder to be the guy. And honestly, man, Wolf, that might be the best case. Hear me out. That might be the best case scenario if Desmond Ridder these last 7 weeks comes and balls out, because, man, I'm telling you, what we have seen from Ridder is we have seen, like, take, for example, that Houston game. Take, for example, the fourth quarter versus Green Bay. We've seen promise. Now, we've seen it can also get very ugly with him. Second half versus Washington, Tampa, and all the turnovers. However, Wolf, I know you saw it. He came in versus Arizona. He learned how to hold on to that football.
Sure he did. Here's the problem, though, RUA. Here's the problem. If you were 7-2, you got another shot next year. Your job is not on the line.
Yes.
You're 4-6.
Oh,
the window got shut more. Now, if Desmond was 7-2, well, then we're not talking about his job, right? We're not talking about Desmond's job. We're not talking about Arthur's job. Shit, we're not even talking about the cheerleader's job, right? Nobody's job. The problem is you're 4-6. If you don't finish these last 7 games strong, then next year, what you have to do is you have to bring in somebody who's going to be able to push that.
Absolutely. Now, Wolf,
right?
If we were 7-2, which honestly we could very well be, we're praising the defense, we're praising Arthur, we're praising Des, we're praising all of them.
Everybody.
Wolf, Desmond Ridder, these last 7 games, he needs to, I'm going to go ahead and say it, lead us to a division title. He needs to do it.
Yeah.
And listen, man, this division, you could very well win this division at 8 wins. That's the sad reality.
Now, let me throw a monkey wrench. RUA. Let's say the New York Giants and Chicago take the top 2 quarterbacks, right?
I hear you.
Which is Chicago and New York Giants. Okay. Now, for my friend Meet the Mets, I hope you get the guy in the draft. I hope you get Caleb Drake. Good luck, brother. Good luck. Justin Fields just becomes cheaper at that point to trade for.
I'll tell you one thing, Wolf.
That's what I'm saying.
And I know some Falcons fans might disagree with me.
Of course.
I'd rather because Arthur is staying. They've already said it, and we should not be shocked because Arthur Blank's kindness is his weakness. Am I right, Wolf?
Yeah, right.
I'm right. So, with that being said, I would much rather Arthur Smith go. First of all, we got to go get a quarterbacks coach. As you said, get Dave Ragone the fuck out of here.
Get him the fuck out.
Get the jabroni out of here.
Go
get a quarterbacks coach.
Right.
I don't care who it is, because you saw in Houston, CJ Stroud, you got to credit some of that to the situation he's being put. CJ Stroud is lighting it up, Wolf.
Lighting it up, brother. Lighting it up.
You said your son is a Texans fan, right?
Yeah, my son is a Texans fan. He's been to 3 CJ Stroud games already.
I'm sure he's pumped up, man.
Pumped up, brother. Pumped up. And this is what I'm saying. Also, everybody's bought into what DeMeco Ryan's doing.
Yeah.
Everybody over there. See, look, it's all about the coaching too. Now, Arthur is if you're going to be brilliant and you're going to put these guys, there's some questionable play calling and you're leaving points on the board.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, Wolf, let me ask you something. Has Arthur Smith, in the 3 years now he has been here, this is year 3 as head coach, and on top of all the other things, Arthur Smith's offense in the red zone, all 3 years, it didn't matter if Matt Ryan was at quarterback, Mariota was at quarterback, Ridder was at quarterback, Heineke was at quarterback. His red zone offense has been nothing but inefficient and inconsistent. Am I right, Wolf?
Yes, 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 yes. Oh, and RUA, by the way, 2 years ago with less talent.
Yes.
No,
Oh,
no. Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan Robinson.
we only had Pitts 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Ridley quit on the team. Now, see, this was the point I was getting ready to get to in a second.
Yeah. Right.
I would much rather, honestly, if you gave me a choice between Justin Fields and Ryan Tannehill, I really don't want either. I do not want Ryan Tannehill on this team next year. I do not.
No.
But you know he would do it. He would do it.
Yeah, no, I think they would be more viable to go get either a Kirk Cousins rookie. I could see them go get Justin Fields and then let him compete with Desmond Ridder, something around that. I don't know if Tannehill at that point is going to be viable. I just don't think he's the viable option. But I think somebody like Kirk Cousins and a rookie. I'm thinking maybe Kirk Cousins, and I don't want to get too deep into college right now because we're not there, but maybe Kirk Cousins and a JJ McCarthy. I could see them getting Kirk Cousins and then pairing them up with Jaden Daniels. I could see Kirk Cousins and Penix Jr. I can see something like that. I don't know if I can see a Ryan Tannehill with them because Ryan Tannehill already said it in Tennessee. He's not there to babysit anybody. And I don't think that, that would be a good combination here. I don't know.
Hell no. That'd be another Mariota, but even older and worse.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, Brandon. But McCarty is middle of the first round, and I think that right now we're number
9th.
10.
We're 9th.
Okay. So I can see them do two things, RUA. And I don't know. And like I said, I don't want to talk too much draft, but I can see them do two things. I could see them trade for Justin Fields and get an offensive line.
No salute.
Right. Or offensive lineman or a pass rusher with the 9. Or I could see them signing Kirk Cousins and then getting one of those young guys. That's I'm gonna leave it right there because I'm not sure how these last 7 games are gonna be so important for a lot of people. They just are. It's going to be more important for somebody like a Kyle Pitts to start buying into this offense, to start doing his job. It's going to be important for Kyle down the stretch. Now, RUA, you were at the game, and
we have. First of all, man, Sentinel, I'm not even worried. I know what y'all are going to do to Tampa Bay. I'm not even worried, Sentinel. Y'all gonna beat them motherfuckers up. I'm not even worried.
Oh, shout out to Sentinel, bro. Shout out to Sentinel, man. Haven't seen him in a while. Shout out to you, my brother.
So as far as Kirk goes, man, listen, would it give us a guy for a couple of years? Yeah, probably. Would it give us a vial? I'll say this, Wolf. Yeah. To me, Kirk Cousins is Matt Ryan without the MVP.
Sure.
And in the instance, they are both really good quarterbacks.
Sure.
And they've really, both of them have really, they're great quarterbacks. They can put up numbers. They can make Pro Bowls. They haven't been able to get the ring. And honestly, a lot of it isn't even really their fault. It's because of how the teams have really been built around them.
Right.
I think Minnesota I think Kirk is definitely probably going to be done in Minnesota. Could he come here? Now, I'll say this. I'd much rather have Kirk Cousins other than Ryan Tannehill, but I'm going to go ahead and say this. This was the point I was kind of originally on.
Okay.
Man, Dez needs to go win this division title.
Sure.
He does. He needs – listen, ball out. But because Wolf, man, I will go ahead and say this. This offense looked more comfortable with Desmond Ridder out there because they had chemistry with Desmond Ridder.
I'm not – listen, I don't want to throw the kid under the bus, right? I don't want to do that, but you got to be consistent too.
Oh, absolutely. Growing pains Of course they're going to happen. Come on. Growing pains are always going to happen.
We need consistency. We need to
yes.
we can't be lose, win, lose, win, 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 lose. Like,
do you know we haven't even had a 3-game winning streak?
Exactly.
And with Arthur Smith being head coach.
Right. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
It's literally
we can't have
we'll get through the first portion of the season, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, and then around the time week 10 comes, these past few years, it's been little 4 or 5 game slump.
Right.
So, man, listen, that can't happen. It cannot happen this year. Now, he's going to stay. Arthur Smith is going to stay. However, I think that locker room, he's in the early stages of he needs to start, and it's not even time yet because that locker room knows that Ritter is the best quarterback on this team. He is. Listen, Taylor Heineke, we were sold seasoned veteran, this and that. He was going to come and be a gunslinger. That offense looked more anemic with Heineke than Ritter.
Sure. And that's
especially
why
Sunday in Arizona.
He might have, and this is why look, this is what I'm saying about Arthur Smith. It's time for him to go shake and bake, right? It's time for him to say, okay, my first draft pick as a head coach was Kyle Pitts.
Yes.
Kyle Pitts isn't panning out. These next 7 games, RUA, if let's say they start force feeding Kyle, his trade value goes up, and I see Kyle gone.
Wow. So you don't think he's going to be on the team next year?
Right. Because of the fact of when you watch all 22, and I don't know if you watch all 22, RUA. I don't know if you're into the all 22. He is missing on a lot of blocks.
Man, Wolf, let me tell you something about Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
I said this on Twitter after week 3. I said, we need to have a talk about Kyle Pitts. Now, granted, the Houston game and Kyle Pitts, hey, he made some plays, around week 5, week 7, somewhere around there. But it's like Kyle Pitts, he has not been able to get in a consistent rhythm. He has not been the unicorn. What were we sold on? We were sold on the unicorn. Mismatches. Put him in the slot. Put him in the X. It don't matter where you line him up. It's either he's too fast for him or he just overpowers them.
And now,
listen.
Yeah, and that first overall pick now, it becomes part of your legacy. Because remember, you wanted the guy. Now, are you waiting? I want you to hold that thought. I'm gonna go. Let me just go handle something. And I'm sorry, I apologize. I gotta jump. I'm not gonna. You can continue. I'm gonna leave the camera on.
Oh, it's all good, Wolf. It's all good.
Let me go handle something. But I want you to hold that thought when I come back because I think you're gonna like what I say after this. I'll be right back. Just give me a second.
5-10, top 5-10. All right, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and say this though. What I was saying about Kyle Pitts, man, as Wolf was saying, that's a part of your legacy. That is a part of who you are in terms of how we're gonna look back on Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith, that very first draft pick. What hill did Terry Fontenot, and Terry's my guy, what hill did he die on that? What hill has he died on every draft? But I heard him say that first draft process, everything he said started with best player available. Best player available. And it didn't take us long to understand, that's Kyle Pitts. That's Kyle Pitts. Look at the situation. San Francisco trades up. They're not taking a quarterback. They're taking the best player available. Because look at the situation. We know Trevor Lawrence is going 1. Zach Wilson, he made 1 big-ass throw, and his ass went up to 2. And we knew the 49ers were taking a quarterback at number 3. So the Falcons were really going to get their first dibs at who they thought was actually the best player available. And it was Kyle Pitts. Everyone thought it was Kyle Pitts. I thought it was Kyle Pitts. Sure, Wolf thought it was the Kyle Pitts. But where we really get this thing misconstrued is look at how Kyle Pitts, and granted, that MCL injury last year did him no favors. Because I honestly feared this. I said, man, I really fear this might honestly diminish a lot of Kyle Pitts' ability. Kyle Pitts in that game, his rookie season versus Miami, and a lot of like when that one catch he made, I want to say it was versus Carolina or the Lions or someone, where I mean he made a terrific one-handed catch. They lined him up in the X one-on-one with the corner. It was a mismatch. So yes, and even his rookie season, we were like, get Kyle Pitts the ball more, get Kyle Pitts the ball more. He still had 1,000 yards. He only had one touchdown. He still had 1,000 yards. He had Matt Ryan as his quarterback. We were sold on, oh, Kyle Pitts is only going to grow. Kyle Pitts is the unicorn. Kyle Pitts, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say it's kind of been hard to watch him because it's someone you have so many hopes of taking leaps and bounds in production. He's only going to get better, but he's just stuck in this same slump that he's been stuck in now really for over a year. So as far as, and listen, I said this on Twitter after the loss to Detroit. I said, man, maybe it's time we have a conversation about Kyle Pitts. Now, we got a big decision to make about Mr. Pitts this upcoming offseason, that fifth-year option. And we have to decide whether we're going to pick it up or not. That is their guy. That is their very first draft pick. I would honestly, I know Wolf said force feed him, get him the ball. If we do that, which I don't think we're going to force feed him, but let's say he gets the ball a good bit, he's making plays. You see a Kyle Pitts we were expecting coming out of Florida. And the Falcons win this division, a lot because, a jump and play from Kyle Pitts, you really get those mismatches and you finally get that offense going. I don't think you're trading him. But honestly, Kyle Pitts, if you have the same thing, all that, you have to trade him this offseason. So it really depends on how the final 7 games go. But one way or another, I think you have to field calls for him one way or another. You have to see what the value is on him. I will say also, I think Kyle Pitts, he's not a blocking tight end. He never should have been a blocking tight end. Kyle Pitts, for all intents and purposes, is basically a wide receiver. And everyone wants to get on, he needs to, be in line. No, he needs to be a guy where you mismatch him. Jonnu is your inline tight end, and Jonnu has looked more like a mismatch versus Kyle Pitts. Jonnu is the one taking 60-yard screens to the house. That was supposed to be Kyle Pitts. That's what we were sold on. So, man, listen, I honestly really feel like we need to get in a situation where Kyle Pitts either needs to show up or he needs to get off this team straight up. You feel calls for him. You see what your offers are. And it's as simple as that. One other thing I will say about this quarterback situation. This quarterback situation, to me, honestly, the best case scenario is if Desmond Ridder comes out these 7 games, wins us this division, balls out while doing it. Because then, okay, you can really honestly look at it and you can maybe say, how can we build around Des so he can take even more of a growth next year? But if Ridder comes out these 7 games and these final 7 games and you see a lot of what you have seen from Desmond Ridder so far, you really don't see growth. Because granted, Ridder was doing that read option, that RPO a lot. So at the end of the day, man, if Ridder, I'll say this, if Ridder does not show growth, not just in that category, but if you still see him staring down receivers, this and that, and in all likelihood, we don't know what Desmond Ridder we're going to get. But if he is costing us games down the stretch, yes, you got to go get a new quarterback. You got to get Taylor off this team. you probably honestly got to. I don't know if you get Dez off this team, but you might have to try to. And you're going to have to go and honestly see what your options are. But, man, I'm going to be honest. There really aren't many good veteran options other than a Kirk Cousins. There really isn't. So, at the end of the day, your two best options, I would honestly say, and trading for Justin Fields is always there, but man, I don't really know how I'd feel about that, to be honest. And I'm leaning towards more. I would definitely not be in favor of that. However, it would not be the absolute worst case scenario. Going and get a Ryan Tannehill would be worst case scenario. But with that being said, you have to get a quarterbacks coach in here. You have to get an offensive consultant in here, like God, man, the guy working in Brock Purdy with San Francisco, Greasy. You have to get a guy like that in here. You have to. That is the guy that you have to. And obviously that San Francisco team is loaded. We know it. The Falcons, you could honestly maybe say, should be looked at the same way. They're a loaded offense with weapons left and right. But some of those things that really honestly could have kind of tamed the growing pains in a bit, maybe make them progress faster, make him progress faster as a quarterback, is if you brought an actual quarterback coach in here. You got to get Dave Ragone out of here at the end of the season. I think regardless of how this thing gets, you have to. You almost have to get Dave Ragone out of here, and you got to go, and you have to do something. You have to go get a quarterback consultant, something. I see Wolf is back on.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. It's just that my mom's moving and I'm selling stuff.
Man, listen, it's all good, man. It's all good. But I was talking about, man, listen, regardless of who you come and get in here,
right,
whether it's Ritter next year or you go and trade for a Justin Fields, which I don't think would be the best option. I don't think it's as bad as going and getting a Ryan Tannehill, but it's not what I would prefer.
Okay.
Honestly, to me, Wolf, I don't know if you heard this. Your two best options are you continue to develop Ritter or you go and draft a young quarterback.
Okay, and that's fine. The problem is, though, RUA, here's the problem, right? The NFC South is quarterback starving. And being quarterback starving, you make mistakes. The Carolina Panthers gave away so many assets for Bryce Young.
Look at CJ Stroud.
Right. So think about what CJ Stroud is doing to Bryce Young on social media.
Not to Bryce Young, but to David Tepper and the Carolina Panthers.
Right. So think about that, right?
Let me address this comment real quick. I'm not talking about go and get a Brian Greasy. Just go and get anybody that actually can go, like Greg Knapp, God rest his soul. You brought Greg Knapp in here. He was off and on the quarterback's coach here for the Falcons. He was within the organization many years. Sure. So, man, go and get anybody that actually has wisdom. We have Matt Schaub on this staff. We have TJ Yates as a wide receivers coach. Why aren't they the quarterbacks coach?
Right. I was just going to say that. My brother. And here's the thing. These last 7 weeks, I think that you're going to see a lot of force feeding to some of these players to get their value up, because I think the Falcons are really going to shake stuff up in this draft. Like,
who do you think is going to get force fed?
Well, I think Kyle Pitts will get forced a lot. I think you'll get a lot of Cordell Patterson these next 7 games.
Oh, listen. I have always kind of thought that with a CP, he's going to be a big one coming out in the bye. You're going to use him for that back stretch. You're going to keep him fresh for the most part, first part of the season.
Yep.
CP, this very well might be it. He does want to finish off his career as a Falcon. Kyle Pitts definitely is one. I want to mention this really quick, Wolf.
Good.
I want your thoughts about this.
Good.
I think Drake London and Bijan are the two guys to build this offense around.
Sure. Yes, definitely. Yes.
Because Drake goes 1,000% on these catches.
Hey, listen, and we're getting to know each other. How old are you, sir?
I'm about to turn 19 here in a little while.
Okay, 19 years old. Okay.
So I'm a young buck.
You are a young buck, but I'm pretty sure you've been through a lot, right?
Oh.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. Okay. Let me give you a piece of advice. When you make it and you start making an obscene amount of money, and I hope that you do make an obscene amount of money in your life. Okay, RUA, I hope you make so much money. Everybody in the chat. Here's the problem. When you start making money, you start to lose your edge. You start to lose your will. And Chris Lindstrom and Caleb McGarry have lost their nastiness because they got paid.
Ooh, I think especially McGarry, man.
Right. So
I'll say this about
everybody out there, everybody that's listening, I don't care if it's one person listening to me, RUA, I don't care if it's RUA, I don't care who it is. The great Marvin Hagler said it the best. It's hard to wake up and go train when you're sleeping in silk sheets.
Truer words have never been said, man. Listen, I think Lindstrom has definitely taken a step back. Listen, for that money he's getting paid, he has played mediocre as hell. However, look at the situation with the two guys beside him on his left and on his right. McGarry 76, absolute trash. Dahlman 67, snapping to the ball to the fucking ground, having his sister go defend him on social media. So yes, I honestly think it's not even the fact Lindstrom has actually taken a whole step back. He is really suffering a lot from the fact that he's having all of that put on his plate, and you have Caleb McGarry probably getting paid that big the first time in his life. He's the one sleeping in silk sheets, not wanting to get out of the bed, playing half-ass on the field. Dama don't know how to get the ball into the quarterback's hands. So,
now, is your family Falcon fans? Mom, dad?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, now
born and raised in the Atlanta suburbs.
Okay, mom and dad will tell you. Okay, mom and dad are gonna tell you. Listen, Arthur Blank is better than the owner we had before.
Oh, grandma, grandpa, listen.
Okay.
My grandfather, he has been a fan from the start. He has seen everything.
So the RUA family right here is deeply rooted. Stop, all you Atlanta Falcon fans. Stop saying that Arthur Blank does not care. He is putting people in positions to do one thing and one thing only, and that's to go get a Lombardi. Arthur Blank is not scouting talent. He's not sleeping in hotels, eating cheeseburgers. This is all scouting. Arthur Blank there's not one NFL owner, ladies and gentlemen, that's sleeping at the Holiday Inn, the Days Inn, or any other inn in America. Okay? The owners that get in their way via David Tepper, Jerry Jones, who want to be part of the everyday operations, go ask them if they have been successful since they started doing that.
Well, Jerry Jones won 3 Super Bowls back when I wasn't even born, and I'm sure you were a young buck, Wolf.
But ask your parents. Jerry Jones was not part of the everyday operations when they won those Super Bowls. Are you wait? That was Jimmy Johnson and Barry Switzer.
Yeah.
Okay. So when Jerry wanted to be a part of the everyday operations, RUA, and he started picking these draft picks, that's when the Cowboys' success hasn't gotten to that point. David Tepper, RUA, is watching CJ Stroud being mentioned MVP. Bryce Young is he's struggling to even pass for 200 yards. I think he only did it once. So,
and Wolf,
right. Think about it.
It isn't really even all his fault. Granted, a lot of it, he's going through the same, he's growing pains. We talk about it, Wolf, growing pains. It's not all his fault. They're talking about firing Frank Reich at the end of the year.
Sure.
Because it's been so awful. And it's looked like such a miss compared to CJ Stroud. Here's the thing, man. Carolina, they do not have talent around Bryce Young. You know, we're saying this as Falcons fans. We can see it. Y'all don't got talent. Y'all got to put – I'm a Bama fan. You got to put talent around Bryce, and Bryce will succeed.
Right. But think about it. You're a Bama fan, RUA, right? Okay. Yes. Well, the Bama offense, right, isn't the Carolina offense.
Oh, no.
It was more suited for AR-15 because AR-15 was the project. Out of those three guys, AR-15 was the project guy. So what is their mantra, RUA? Keep pounding, right? So we're going to run the ball and we're going to play defense. Guess what? Bryce Young doesn't – his teams don't do any of that. Right.
And guess what, Wolf? They had a guy last year that actually bought into that model.
Sure. And that's why, look, you and trust me, RUA, I'll be back on your show because we could talk. I've already done my homework. Listen, the Buccaneers have about 13 contracts coming up. They have about 13 contracts coming up. The Saints are going to be a cap hell.
They're always.
So when you speak about the Atlanta Falcons and the state of the Falcons now, this is the opportunity you want to seize because you have all this talent. You have good players on defense. You have better players on offense. This is the time to strike. This is the time to say, okay, let's go get a guy. If Desmond's the guy, RUA, I'm with you. I'll come back and I will die on my sword and say, RUA, you know what? Man, the young guy schooled me. You know, I want to be wrong. I want to be able to say, you know what? I was out on Desmond. Desmond convinced me, and we're here. The problem is, RUA, these last 7 games, he has to play like his life depended on it, man.
He has to win us this division. Is what I'm gonna say.
I think he wanted to ask me something. RUA? I don't know if he's still there.
I don't. But man, listen. Yeah. How much longer do you have?
Sure. I'm here for a little bit, man. I got another maybe 10, 15 minutes, brother. What's going on? What's happening?
10, 15 minutes. All right, man. Yeah. Well, what's something else we can talk about?
Can we talk about what Ray Buchanan told you?
Oh, he ain't tell me much, man. He didn't tell me much other than
what did he tell you though? What did he tell you?
He told me something.
Okay.
He told me something. And I don't know how he feels about it now. He told me it was week 9, Minnesota. They always have in the bins. Typically, they always have a legend come up. It's up in the 300 level. And almost always, especially if it's a guy who, you know, like that. Yeah, I'll say what's up to him. Did it with Terrence Mathis. I met Ray Buchanan, shook the man's hand. I told him, listen, man, we got to get this win today. I was talking about the Minnesota game. He said, we better get this win today. He said, see, I trust Heineke. I don't trust Ritter. I told the Falcons not to trust Ritter.
Right.
Now, I don't know how he feels right now. I would actually like to know how he feels about it.
Right.
I definitely feel like Ray Buchanan might be one of those guys who wants Arthur Smith gone. Kind of honestly, kind of like I know you are, and kind of even like how I am, but man, we know he's not going to be gone because we know how this organization operates.
RUA, I don't want him to get fired. See, everybody thinks that I did that video for him to get fired. No, I wanted people to understand what the concept and where we were 2 years ago, right?
What was he brought in to do?
He was brought in to be physical. He was brought in to be an offensive guru, and he was brought to not leave points on the board. Guess what, guys? He's doing all three.
He's doing all.
All
well, he ain't no offensive guru.
Right. So that being said, listen, you and look, everybody, look, the reason why I asked you that question is very important, RUA, because look, if you're going to do this content creation and you're going to take it serious for a long time, or you're just going to blog for a long time, never let somebody who played the game change your mind. Never let them say, okay, listen, I played at this level, so you got to listen to me. No, you never let nobody change your mind. Always be strong on your points, because as a football fan, RUA, you're going to grow into being such a maybe a valuable content creator.
Oh yeah,
that you have to stand on your opinions. You have to
listen. We need a lot of those here. That's why I say, man,
Yep.
I don't come on here, for a lot, but what I honestly feel like it's my mission, and it's honestly I don't know if have you heard about the boycott?
Yeah, I heard about it.
The planned boycott of the team. Man, I'm gonna go and I was very heated Tuesday night. But I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Listen, the people who boycott, to me, their opinions don't matter. They don't, because they're not loyal to the team. They're not.
Right.
So, at the end of the day, man, the way I look at it, we know Arthur Smith. And listen, I don't want Arthur Smith to get fired. I want him to work out as a head coach, because, man, do you understand that with Arthur Blank as owner, we have not had a head coach last year longer than 7 seasons?
7 seasons. Yeah.
That was Mike Smith.
And
lasted here.
Ask your dad and your mom and grandpa how valuable Mike Smith was those years. He was valuable.
I remember it, man. I remember it.
The problem was that the defense could never get over the hump.
Exactly.
Never get over the hump.
It was always around middle of the pack, but it could never make the plays.
Middle of the pack. And guess what? Matt Ryan only played with a top 5 offensive line 1 year, and that was the Super Bowl year.
Oh, yes.
1 year.
The year everyone stayed healthy.
Right. So a critter, listen, Michael Vick, when Michael Vick was playing, it was a generational change throughout the United States of America. Okay. When Michael Vick played, he changed the demographic of America. Okay. And what I want to say about that is, you could have been black, white, Spanish, Chinese, you could have been Indian. Everybody was buying that Michael Vick jersey. You were a San Francisco fan wearing a Michael Vick jersey. You were a New York Giants fan wearing a Michael Vick jersey. That's how much of an impact he had. And when Roddy White was in his prime, he would drop the ball. When Roddy was in his prime, when Roddy first came into the league, Roddy would drop passes left and right. The Falcons were ready to cut him. I don't know if your father told you this, RUA, but
they brought Joe Horn in from New Orleans to really
work with him, and Roddy started getting better and better and better. But
and when Matt Ryan came in, that's when Roddy finally really came into his own.
Right.
And granted, if Roddy White don't come into his own the way he does, Julio probably isn't as good.
Exactly. So Roddy, when he first came into the league, he would drop a lot of passes. But I'm gonna tell you something about Michael Vick, and no big Atlanta Falcons content creator is ever gonna tell you this. Michael Vick changed generations of he did something bad.
They still talk about it.
They still talk about him like Allen Iverson. He changed the face of the NFL forever. And this is why Falcon supporters, Falcon fans, we have been privileged to see average to good quarterback play. There's certain franchises that don't even see that. The Cleveland Browns best quarterback is when RUA wasn't even born. and his father and mother were still dating in high school. And RUA, go ask your father about Bernie Kosar. That was the last Cleveland quarterback that was viable, was Bernie Kosar.
God damn.
So,
God damn.
When you get off the live, right? Whenever you go to Dad, I want you to go to RUA Dad. I want you to go and I want you to tell him, I said, hey man, the Wolf mentioned a name to me. And then I want you to tell him Bernie Kosar. And your dad's gonna step back and he's gonna be like, damn, I like that guy, Wolf. I like him. Because Bernie Kosar was 1986. That was the last time the Cleveland Browns were even viable in the playoffs. Okay? And your dad's going to sit there and he's going to tell you about the John Elway drive. He's going to tell you about the John Elway drive, RUA, and how magical that drive was. That's the last time that the Cleveland Browns saw good quarterback play. So imagine, RUA, you've had Chris Miller, you've had Chris Chandler, you've had some in-between guys. You had Michael Vick.
Wolf, let's put it into perspective.
Right.
Chris Chandler, if we're being completely honest, you know, he wasn't the most flashy guy, but he led us to a Super Bowl. You know, he did. You know, you brought Vick in, and that 07 season, I think, is really an outlier, and it kind of deserves an asterisk because of the situation with Vick. And then you had Matt Ryan for 15 years. Yeah. This is the first time a lot of these Falcons fans, including myself, really can remember or maybe have even been alive to witness lackluster, uncertain quarterback play. And a lot of them are just ready to quit on the team.
Right. Hey, RUA, I'm telling you, listen, man, look, when you tell your dad that name, I want you to tell me in the private chat, in the message on Twitter, I want you to tell me what your dad and grandpa, I want you to tell me what they say. Because they know if they're NFL fans, they know they're going to be like, yeah. And if your father's my age, he's going to say, yeah, that Wolf, he knows what the hell he's talking about. Because remember, RUA, look, Meet the Mets was here, right? A little while ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Phil Simms won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Their backup, Jeff Hostetler, won a Super Bowl. Right?
Oh, yes.
Right? So
New York Giants 4 Super Bowls, you know, and built off of defense. Lawrence Tate.
Off of defense. Eli Manning, that defense was really good. Both those defenses for the New York Giants, really good defenses. So, yeah, look, you have to have quarterback play that's going to be consistent. And if Desmond Ridder could give us consistent play, I'm going to ride with him. The problem is, RUA, I just don't see it because
he's not giving consistent play.
He's not giving me consistent play because, look, and you're younger than I am, and I get it, bro. You have so much time to live your life and do things. RUA, let me tell you.
I might have a lot of time to live my life, but I don't feel like waiting too much longer.
Exactly, I get you. But what I'm saying, though, brother, is that when you're a college quarterback, right, and you are praised by the college gods, right? You're praised by the college gods, and you're the big man on campus in college. And Desmond Ridder was walking around Cincinnati, big man on campus.
He was a god in Cincinnati.
A god in Cincinnati. A god. Guess what, buddy? This isn't Cincinnati.
It's Atlanta, and man, you're talking about fans. They were up Matt Ryan's ass for 15 years. Now, we're talking about Vic. The reason why Matt Ryan got a lot of hate from a certain portion of the Falcons fan base is because they wanted to see Michael Vick be the guy to bring the Lombardi.
Yeah.
And when Matt Ryan didn't do it after 51, man, they immediately turned on him.
Yeah.
You know, but at the end of the you don't have too much time. How much time do you have, Wolf? Not too much.
What's up? What's going on? What happened?
No, I was just checking with you, man, because I got time.
No, yeah, do your thing, bro. I got some stuff I got to do, but do your thing. I'm just saying, it's not the fact that I'm like, oh, throw him. No, listen. If anything, look. If you're searching Desmond Ridder content, right? RUA, I'm the only guy that's motivating him by not agreeing.
You want to see him get better, but with that being said,
right?
As we both have said, we're frustrated. 4-6. One of the big things we honestly need to say, we're 4-6. Look at how much talent we have. Look at how much we've invested.
Jesus, $100 million on the defense.
And we have not been able to beat Will Levis, Josh Dobbs, or Kyler Murray in his first game back in a year, man. And 7 games left, yes, Desmond has to come and ball out. Now, if we're going to get into a little bit of the draft talk, honestly, man, this is why first thing, regardless, you got to bring a quarterback's coach in here, someone who can be an actual consultant, because whether you're going to continue to develop Desmond I'm going to honestly be honest with you. I get JJ McCarthy, Penix. I wouldn't be against seeing Michael Penix here. A lot of people are bringing up Jaden Daniels, That's all great and good. Listen, if the Falcons are going to go to any quarterback in this draft, I am a Drake May guy.
Okay.
I like what Drake May can do. Now, he's going to be going in the top 2 picks. I understand that.
Yeah.
You would have to do a Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
You would have to. Okay. And I'm going to be completely honest. And I might sound stupid for saying this. I hope Desmond can work out. I do, because I don't want to do this. I don't want to come off of all this. But, man, I'm saying it's the Chicago Bears or it's the New York Giants or the Giants. I saw somewhere they expect Daniel Jones to be back next year, actually, is what I saw.
Yeah.
They might be open to trading that pick if they're at number 2. I hope Desmond works out.
Yeah. Hold on. Hey, Critter, listen. Dale Earnhardt, let me tell you something. Pop Dukes had a Monte Carlo when Dale Earnhardt signed the Monte Carlo, the Chevys. Dale Earnhardt Monte Carlo. You ain't got to tell me. I know. That guy was a different guy. His son is never going to be like the dad. I'm never going to be like my dad. RUA is never going to be his dad. He's got to be his own. He's got to be his own person. And that's what sometimes people misconcept or misread, that you got to do what your dad does. I'll never live up to what my dad has done. I try all the time. I might be successful in other areas where my dad hasn't. But listen, we want to see this kid be successful. Nobody, I'm not ragging on Desmond as a person. I'm pretty sure he's a hell of a guy. I'm pretty sure he's a hell of a husband, hell of a father. But in the NFL, it's an aggressive business. It's an aggressive market.
And it don't care.
It does not care about your family. It will spit you out, and it will be cruel to you. So I want Desmond to be successful. I want him to finish strong because I want him to go into that exit interview. RUA, you know how they do the exit interviews?
End of the year, yes. Right. And hopefully it's not on Monday, January 8th. Hopefully it's at least a week or 2 later. Right. Hopefully we make the playoffs. Heck, maybe we can nail a playoff game out. That's wishful thinking. But hey, you get into the playoffs, anything's possible. It's probably wishful thinking.
Listen, everybody's 0-0 in the playoffs, RUA. I don't want to hear that. Everybody's 0-0. And look, RUA, listen, we'll come back again. I'll come back again. Listen, I definitely am curious. And this is just maybe a personal question, but how does your dad feel? How does dad feel?
My dad is that type of person where he's more of a college guy. He's more of a Georgia Bulldogs fan, and I'm an Alabama fan, so we're always going at it. He's one of those guys where he really don't. He'll watch the Falcons, but man, he'll kind of he's not willing to have these tough conversations. He's just okay. But man, I was gonna finish.
Go ahead.
Let me say this. I know you probably got to get off in a minute, but I'll say this. If the Falcons, I was starting on this. I want Desmond to succeed, but man, if he does not show enough that, you think, okay, this guy can develop into something for us over the long haul, however long that might be, who knows? Man, listen, you got to get a franchise quarterback in here. You do. I mean, so at the end of the day, man, you really might have to call up the New York Giants or Chicago Bears, and you might have to say, hey, listen, y'all want Kyle Pitts? Y'all want the first-round pick? Y'all want a mid-round pick? Heck, let's even talk about an early-round pick from next year or two.
Let me turn on this light for you, RUA. Let me turn on this light for you real fast, and I'm glad you said that. Let me turn on this light for you so I can get more light. Guess who is the GM of the Bears that used to work for the Falcons?
Tell me who.
Ryan Poole.
Yeah.
Aha.
So there. Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute.
Because remember, Chicago has Carolina's number one and their number one.
Yes.
Taste the soup, RUA. Taste the soup.
Wait a minute. Ryan Poles really used to work for us?
Yeah.
I don't see anything about that.
Yeah.
There's someone. I know there's someone in the Chicago organization who has ties to Atlanta. I don't know if it's Ryan Poles, but one way or another, man, you're making that call. You're saying, hey, listen, Kyle Pitts, first round 24, mid-round pick, early round pick next year, late round pick.
The shake
and go get a quarterback. Go get Drake May.
Hey, Chris, listen. Chris got some good questions. Listen, Tim Tebow never fit in the NFL. Tim Tebow was a great athlete. But to be an NFL quarterback, athletic is not going to get you, But great athlete, Tim Tebow. One of the greatest college athletes I've ever seen. One of the greatest. But quarterback, it's the toughest position. Great. It's the toughest position. Listen, there's only 32 positions in the NFL per position. It's a tough position anyway. But the quarterback position is the toughest because now the rules are for the quarterback. When you have back in the day play, RUA could tell you his dad watches Georgia Bulldogs. Well, guess what? The Georgia Bulldogs probably 30 years ago, it was probably brutal.
Oh, yeah.
It was probably brutal. It was probably no flags being thrown.
Listen, man, my dad is probably the happiest he has been in a minute because of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Exactly, right? But Tim Tebow was a great player on a great team. That college football team he was on, it was a great college team. But the NFL, he was successful for a little bit. He kind of reminded me of almost like a Tyler Heineke. You got moments in the playoffs. You go out there, you make some passes and stuff like that, but nothing really was too special. But he couldn't fit in, especially because, again, the Denver Broncos, right? John Elway, Peyton Manning. Then they had Paxton Lynch didn't work out. Brock Osweiler didn't work out. Tim Tebow didn't work out. So they started going through quarterbacks on top of quarterbacks on top of quarterbacks. And Russell Wilson now is trying to find his lane over there, but it's not the expectations. Again, they're very high in Denver. Why? Because Denver's a Super Bowl winning organization. They have 3 Super Bowls. They have Hall of Fame talent. So the expectations are high. So again, the Atlanta Falcons, we were sold 11 games. We were sold playoffs. We were sold these expectations. And the reason why we were sold these expectations because this was the 3-year plan. What did he say? What did Mr. Blank say? Right. 11 games.
Third year of a 3-year plan.
The third year of a 3-year plan. And now this is why everybody is in a frenzy. Look, me and RUA, we're not entitled to victories as fans. We're not entitled to it. We're gonna be here 1-16. We're gonna be here whether we're Super Bowl, not Super Bowl. We're gonna be right here because we're fans. The entitlement doesn't come because we want to be entitled. No, we're not entitled. The problem is every organization has to pay a bill. Every organization has to pay a ticket. You know what that ticket is? Playoffs.
Yeah.
Detroit Lions are about to punch that ticket. The Detroit Lions have not been anything for a decade and a half, maybe 15 years.
More like about 30.
Okay, there you go, RUA. Thank you for that. Okay, so 30 years. They're about to go to the playoffs.
Look at how they flip that culture, though. Look at it.
Like that.
Because, man, what is the Atlanta Falcons culture?
Oof.
Blowing games.
Blowing games.
The Detroit Lions brought Dan Campbell in there. And what was the very first thing he said? He didn't say, oh, thanks for the job,
right.
Mr. Owner, Miss Owner. Right. Thanks for the opportunity. Right. Madam Owner, we're gonna do our best to win games. He said, listen, we're gonna go kick your ass. We're biting your kneecaps off. We don't care who the fuck you are. Right. We're gonna win. We're bringing a winner. I'm not gonna put a win total. We're bringing a winner.
The Cleveland Browns right now are lighting their candles. You want to know why? Because Cleveland's trying to get into the playoffs. They're lighting candles in Cleveland right now. Okay.
Listen, look at that Wolf. I will be the first one to admit I wanted Deshaun Watson here. Sure. I am so glad I was wrong. We dodged a bullet because the Browns right now, if they had an actual competent quarterback, man, they would be a Super Bowl contender.
That defense is that defense is fine.
Something.
But what I'm saying, RUA, listen, Mr. Blank is at least trying to give you a hope. And guess what? This is what Arthur sold us. This is what Terry sold us. This is what President McKay sold us. Greg Beatles. Listen.
Hold on, Wolf. I need to ask you something.
Sure.
Do you think Rich McKay is a problem?
McKay isn't in power anymore, though.
But he's president. He is the president.
No. He's not president anymore. It's Greg Beatles that's president now.
Oh, Greg Beatles. Yeah, that is right. But he's the CEO.
He might be the CEO right now. So if Rich McKay is the problem, then it's his. It might be he's gullible. RUA. He might be more gullible than what we think. He might have good intentions, but if I wouldn't put Rich McKay in the same category as a Scott Fitterer. You know, the Carolina Panthers.
Because they're getting ready to get rid of
Fitterer. Right. I wouldn't put him in that category, but if he is a problem, RUA, I would think that he's probably more gullible than what we think. And maybe he's hiring the wrong type of guy. Maybe he might be hiring the wrong type of guy. And he
has been, because man, look at it.
Yeah.
All of these hires he has made, via GM, and then he got a promotion up to president. Now he's CEO. So Dimitrov comes in, and man, listen, Matt Ryan and Julio saved Dimitroff's job. Let's call it. Saved his job.
Oh, sure.
And brought Terry in. Terry's my guy.
Terry's my guy.
If you do decide to fire Arthur, you're not going to. We know that. If you decide to fire, Terry should be able to bring in his guy, whether that's a Joe Brady, that's a Ben Johnson, who knows? But at the end of the day, man, we're stuck with Arthur Smith for now.
Well, Arthur's job is on the line next year, and you can't beat that.
Yes, because you can't go 4 straight seasons.
Yeah, no. So basically, see, and here's the kicker, RUA. Here's the kicker before I go. Here's the kicker.
All right, before you go, I want to ask you how you think the end of the year goes, but go ahead.
Okay. But here's the kicker before I answer that. Okay. Our schedule was supposed to be cupcake this year.
Easiest in the NFL.
Okay. Next year, and I'm doing the assessment. Next year, we're playing everybody in the Chiefs division.
Ooh.
We're playing everybody in the Ravens division.
Ooh. No. I don't think so. I don't.
No.
Only the team that places the same in that division.
Okay, so right now we're probably going to play Cincinnati.
No, we would play since we're like let's say we finish second and Cleveland finishes second. Cleveland comes to the Benson.
Okay, that's still a monster game.
Yeah.
We're probably going to end up playing San Francisco.
Ooh. Or Seattle. Ooh.
Right. Or Seattle, right? So, yeah. We haven't even mentioned this.
Right. The Giants, the Commanders.
Right.
Oh, we haven't been able to beat them yet.
Right.
The Cowboys and the Eagles.
Right.
Ooh, shit.
And depending on where those games are, depending on where the fucking games
Cowboys come to the Bends, we're going up to Philly.
So before you come with that cupcake schedule this year and you just ask me how it's finished, he better go, RUA. He better go 5-2 these last 7
saying
games.
We better win. So do you think we're gonna win 9 games, or it's just
he's gotta win? Put it to you like this. He's gotta win the Saints game.
Oh, absolutely. That's
not the defense. Okay, now see, so when I say he's gotta win, he's gotta have good quarterback play. Okay.
Ritter has to come and ball out.
He's gotta ball out. Okay. So I think the defense gives us 2 of those games, right? I think the defense gives us 2 or 3 of those games.
Play the Jets, which
that's a toss-up.
But then again, they got a great defense.
Okay. And with our luck, RUA,
we'll lose to either Tampa Bay or Carolina.
Right. So he's gotta give you at least 3 games where he's the guy. Like you're gonna come here and say, you know what, Desmond Ritter played a hell of. You gotta come on this live stream and say Desmond Ritter played a hell of a game. If you don't, we're in trouble. So when you live stream, if your first couple of sentences ain't Desmond Ritter is the guy, it's over.
You have to play consistent, balanced football. I'll go ahead and say this. Let's look very quickly. We know the Saints game has to be a win. And I honestly feel like it will. But then after that, it's still kind of you go to the Jets. Yes, Zach Wilson, but they got a good defense. You could very well lose that game. Knowing our luck, we could lose to Tampa Bay or Carolina. Indianapolis is a pick'em game. We could win that. Chicago New Year's Eve, even though, yes, that's the Chicago Bears, man, it's probably going to be in the elements. New Year's Eve in Chicago. Oof. And then, honestly, man, you really might have to sweep the Saints to win this division.
You might have to. So think about what I'm telling you. You got to get 5 out of 7.
And that will win you the division. Maybe 4.
That's going to win you. No, yes. That's going to win you the division.
Absolutely.
That'll win you. Forget it.
If you win 4 out of 7 and you sweep the Saints 2 out of those 7 games, or you beat New Orleans, and let's say, okay, you beat Carolina,
because then it'll come down to who has the best record in the division.
Motherfucker, I'll see you Tuesday night. I'm talking to Jerry. He's a Saints fan. We're doing a show, man. You know who ATL Will is?
No, I don't know who that is.
I'm going to send you his stuff, man. He's more on the TikTok game, but he's a good friend of mine, man.
Okay, cool.
Noah, good friend of mine, Saints fan.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah,
and then Jerry, man, we're going to be doing a Saints Falcons, talk Tuesday, Wednesday night.
Okay, I'll come through. I'm gonna come through.
You'll be on it?
Yeah, I'll come through. Tuesday, what time? You just tell me the time. Are you at
9? That's what I'm thinking about. 9.
Okay, so you know how me and you communicate. So I'll communicate with you, and then we'll see.
Okay. You don't have to come on. If you can't come on, it's all good. But if you want to come on, You're more than welcome to.
But listen, Jerry, I'm going to tell you right now, buddy. I'm going to tell you right now. Look, this division might come down to, mark my words, Jerry, it might come down to who has the better record within the division. And right now, we're 2-0 in the division.
We are 2-0 in the division.
So I just want everybody to be clear because, you know, this is going to get hot. This is going to get hot next week. We're on a bye right now. But we're 2-0 in the division. And if we go up 3 games in the division, it's going to be hard for any team within the division to go up 3 games on us. That's the key.
We go 3, yes.
That's the key right there. So, RUA, Desmond has to win you 3 games. If he could give you 3 games where you come on your stream and you say, Desmond Ridder is the man, we're fine.
Desmond has to, in my opinion, Desmond has to come out the Saints game and ball.
Has to. And Jerry, I'm going to tell you something right now. The guy that's sitting behind Winston scares me more than Winston. I'm just going to leave it right
You're
there.
talking about that Hainer dude?
Wait, RUA, I'm trying to tell you.
Are you talking about Taysom Hill?
No. I'm not talking about Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill scares me.
Okay. That Hainer kid, I've seen some highlights on Hainer.
Hell no.
No? Okay. But, hey, Jerry, hopefully me and you, RUA, and everybody else can have a great conversation on Tuesday. I got to go, my brother RUA. Man,
Wolf, I appreciate you. Listen, if you're able to come on Tuesday, great. If not, it's all good. But I'll keep you.
RUA, you got me pumped, man. I wasn't pumped. I was not pumped. But now I'm a little pumped, man. I'm a little motivated right now.
Let's go. We gotta win this division, man. We got
a little motivated right now, bro. And listen, RUA, bro. Listen, bro. Keep doing your thing, bro. Keep putting out content, brother. No matter how many people like it, no matter how many people view it, brother. Keep putting out content, brother. You're young. Keep putting out content. If you have any goals in life, my brother, I hope you get them, brother. You know what I'm saying? Keep on doing what you got to do, man. Yeah, man. The Rise and Wolf podcast. Listen, man. I appreciate everybody.
Time, we can make that work.
Oh, man, definitely, man. Listen, man. Keep putting out content. And listen, but I need to know what your father said about Bernie Kosar. So I need you to write me back as soon as you talk to Pop Dukes. All right? As soon as you talk to Pop Dukes, you tell me what Pop said. All right, man?
Yeah, me and Grandpops, he loves talking football with me. We talk football all the time. So
man, listen,
he knows the thing, man.
Hey, listen, and no bullshit, RUA. If I'm ever down there and I got some time, I don't know how Atlanta is. Certain areas, I don't know. I know they're far, but whatever, brother. We can always meet up, bro. It's all good, bro.
We'll definitely. Hey, one day, man, and no matter it might be years from now, man. You're still on here, we'll definitely maybe at a game or something. Sure. We'll get Wolf. I'm not gonna hold you any longer. Brother, we had a great stream. Appreciate you from coming on. Have a great rest of your night. God bless you, your family, your mom moving down here. Safe travel.
Bro, appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much, man. Listen, everybody in the chat, man, please, man, like the video, man. Share this, man. Let's get RUA. Let's get him some likes. Let's get him show him some love, man. Listen, man. We're here to give you the best content that anybody and everywhere, man. We're here to give you the best content, and we're here to give you positive content. We're here to give you positive content for everybody, all fans. Whether you're a Saints fan, whether you're a Carolina fan, whether you're a San Francisco fan, we're here to talk great football, and that's what me and RUA do is talk.
We might challenge you, we might get on to you, but at the end of the day, man, it's all about football.
It's all about football, my brother. So
it might get a little heated, but at the end of the day, man, it all comes back to football.
It's gonna get heated. But listen, RUA, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. And listen, me and you'll go back and forth. You know what I mean, to make sure we got it. Everything gonna be good on Tuesday, right?
Oh, Tuesday, yeah. I'll keep you communicating everything.
Yeah. You know how you do. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
communicate, with everyone, man. And I
Okay.
plan on it right now. If you come on, man, it's gonna be 5 people. Us 3, me, you, and ATO Will. Noah 44, the legendary, and Jerry right here. I plan on all of us being on a panel Tuesday night.
Cool. Hey, are you man? You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, listen, man, I appreciate you so much, brother. Thank you so much for having me on, bro.
All right, man. Peace, Wolf.
Man. Peace, man.
God bless you, man. God bless you. God bless Wolf, man, his family. So Jerry, I might let you bring another guy on here. I really might let y'all bring another Saints fan on here. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just play dirty like that. But yeah, man, listen, it was an amazing stream. Shout out to Wolf. I will definitely say this is one of the better things I think I've done. We got to air a lot of things out, went a lot of different places, a lot of different ways. Listen, bye week, Sunday, man, I need the rest. I need it. But yeah, Tuesday night, 8 Central, your time, 9 Eastern. I'm going to get with Noah, ATO Will. We're going to plan on making it a big one Tuesday night. Rivalry week is about to be in full swing. First thing Monday morning, rivalry week will be in full swing, man. Shout out to everybody who came through. Mets, BR, Jerry, Sentinel, Kurto, all of y'all, man. I see y'all seeing all this. Oh, you done posted a whole, god damn, you done posted a whole damn mock draft. I don't know if it's time for that, man. But anyways, shout out to everyone who came through. NFC, man, y'all go sub up Wolf. That's the only thing I ask y'all to do. Go sub up Wolf. Check him out. He does the NFC South Roundtable. A lot of great stuff. He goes live all for. Yeah, man, I'm going to get with Noah. Confirm it. Man, it's going to be a good one. He does some great stuff. So, yeah, man, that's really all I have for you guys. I appreciate everyone for coming through. I will see you all Tuesday. I will be putting out the picks video Tuesday night. You know what it is, man. I'll see y'all. Podcast rivalry week is about to be in full swing, man. It's never been bigger for this team. Never been bigger for Arthur Smith. We got to go on a run now. It's time to seize control. I will see you guys on Tuesday. With that being said, take it easy, and I'm out.